Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Paris, France. Welcome to Whassup Wrestling, and welcome to the King of the Ring tournament. We have here for you tonight 7-match tournament in our first quarterfinal contest between Ranger and Jamie Hill. Both men who came up short last week at Whassup Wrestling 9. Ranger losing his $1 million championship in a decision that he wasn't even a part of, while Jamie was unsuccessful in toppling the Towers of Power. Both men are now hoping to regain control of their own momentum as we start with the tournament in this tables matchup. There he is, Jamie Hill, coming to the ring alone in this exchange. Just a few weeks ago, we saw Dexter Spectacular in Jamie's shoes, putting on a valiant effort. And ever since then, the fans have been questioning whether Jamie could do the same. Jamie Hill claiming all of Manitoba as his homeland. Must be a pretty big home. Either that or he is free range. You see several tables on the outside, and of course the general manager's face right on the canvas, and ooh, Jamie's introduced to the Canadian flag. Oh, and a quick Hurricane Rana there. This match will go through until one opponent is thrown through a table with force implemented by the opponent. Meaning that Jamie can't just jump into a table, or Ranger can't run right through it to basically end this thing. As Jamie takes to the top. Ooh, nice diving moonsault there to the former $1 million champion. Oh, Ranger now fighting back. This is, of course, the night 1 of our tournament series. Tomorrow night you'll be seeing the Queen of the Ring, but for right now it's all about the Kings. As Jamie is sent to the outside, precariously close to the table, but no, manages to bring himself back in, doing a little victory lap all around the ring. Unfortunately, with Rangers sitting up, there's not much that Jamie could have done. Oh, but he could deliver a standing dropkick right then and there. Jamie attempting for a DDT. Oh, and Gorilla Press. Dropping the tag team champion down hard. Ranger with carrying. Oh. It looked as if Ranger was trying to powerbomb Jamie straight to the outside through the table, already set in position, but Jamie managing to fight back. Oh! Jamie once more being introduced to the flag. Straight shot there by Jamie. Oh, no Gorilla Press this time. Just a running clothesline. Jamie actually keeping up with the former $1 million champion. Perhaps he could find victory in here. Oh! Ranger narrowly avoiding the table. Now on the outside. And Jamie with the crossbody. Straight to the outside. If Jamie keeps up this offense, he could be victorious. Jamie not coming in empty-handed, bringing in the table. attempting for a suplex, and oh no, he couldn't get him all the way up. Unfortunately, had to drop him straight down. And perhaps that's why he's aiming for the corner rather than just setting up the table itself. Oh, and Ranger right against it. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes, a huge upset. Jamie managing to powerbomb Ranger through the table. Ranger losing his first match as part of the actual ending. And Jamie Hill steps forward, continuing into the tournament. The tournament favorite Ranger losing in this first contest. Jamie now standing atop the shattered remains. And here we are with our second quarterfinal. Tornado set to take on Pimp Daddy. This matchup set to be a quarter-final and in Extreme Rules. So basically anything goes. And given that we'll be seeing Cyclone in the Queen of the Ring tournament, she could be looking at this one for inspiration. Tornado, a part of that triple threat $1 million championship, having taken the fall. And there we see Pimp Daddy. Pimp Daddy successful at Extreme Rules in his contest with Matt Hardy, where things essentially turned into a brawl right through the crowd for a fair bit of it. And a former champion himself, looking to stride his way through the tournament, become number 1 contender to the Universal Championship. So we would like to hope that the Dork Killer is in the back watching this one. Though knowing him, he'll probably only basically watch the finals. Tornado standing in front of the cityscape. Rather poetic. Curious to know what sort of thoughts Tornado has towards someone like Pimp Daddy. But with Tornado being the superhero of Whassup Wrestling, aiding a clothesline from Pimp Daddy. Like I said, this is an Extreme Rules contest, meaning anything goes. The ref is just there to make the count and call for the submission. Oh, and a nice spine buster to the superhero. He's trying to use the ropes to get up, but Pimp Daddy will not allow that to happen. Oh! And a nice sunset flip powerbomb there by Tornado. Bringing Pimp Daddy to the outside and ramming him right into the ring post. Perhaps Tornado using some of those crime fighting styles. Oh! Searching for something and finds a kendo stick right into the spine of Pimp Daddy. And now down onto the shoulder. Ooh, and Pimp Daddy rushes in. Pimp Daddy sending Tornado right back into the ring. Taking a momentary breather. Letting that stinging sensation subside. Tornado right into the corner. Ooh! Counters out. And to a head scissors. One would have thought that he would have gone for a top rope splash or something if he was going for a pin, but no. Pimp Daddy straight out of that head scissors. Oh, and just a standing headbutt there. Looks like Tornado was going for either a crucifix or wait, what's this? Yes! Oh, a pimp drop right into the middle of the ring. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. 2. No, Tornado manages to kick out. And now Pimp Daddy. Oh! Tornado taken down with a couple of stomps, and now it's the jawbreaker. No, Pimp Daddy. Pimp Daddy's efforts, no avail. And now with the single leg crab. Pimp Daddy rolling out of it. Tornado to his feet slowly but surely. Oh, wrinkles 3 and reverse DDT. Dropping Pimp Daddy to the ground. Heavy clubbing blow there by Pimp Daddy. Oh, what's this? What's this? Pimp drop. Pimp drop. Yes, Pimp drop. Once more into the center of the ring. Pimp Daddy isn't going for the cover. All he's doing is just allowing Tornado to fight back. And that's precisely what the superhero is doing. Now with the pump handle variation. Yes! Pimp drop. And now finally the cover. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. 3 pimp drops. No! No! Tornado the superhero manages to kick out once more. Oh! Pimp Daddy. It's a running elbow drop. Attempting a nice face crusher, but no. Tornado still battling back. Oh! And a backbreaker. And a sidewalk slam. That's certainly not going to do the back any more favors. Pimp Daddy certainly didn't seem to enjoy getting hit by the... Oh, what's this? Pimp drop! Oh, but a bit of rush. Dropping Pimp Daddy to his knees. Pimp Daddy earlier avenging those kendo shots. And Tornado fighting back once more. What's this? Tornado. Tornado with the choke slam. And now the cover. Middle of the ring. 2. No, Pimp Daddy with the shoulder up. An impressive display by both these men. And Tornado going straight to the top. What's he going for here? Calling for Pimp Daddy to come up. Will he be taking flight? And yes, nobody's caught. He's caught by Pimp Daddy. And hot shot it off the ropes. At least he continued flying. And Pimp Daddy could be signaling for the end here. Could be another pump handle pimp drop. Yes. Once more into the cover. This should be it. 3 count coming. Yes. Pimp Daddy continues on in this tournament. He'll be fighting Jamie Hill later on tonight. Pimp drop after pimp drop. quite literally in the replays, as you see. So many Pimp drops with that choke slam in between. Unfortunately, it was not to be. Pimp Daddy victorious. Who's he calling out to? He's calling out to his ladies. Pimp Daddy continuing on in this #1 contenders tournament, this King of the Ring tournament. And our third quarterfinal matchup. The newly minted Whassup Wrestling $1 Million champion, Wild Child. He's not here without his belt because this, to him, is not about that championship. This is about a #1 contendership to the million, or the Universal Championship. I was about to say to the $1 Million championship, but he already has that. Victorious with that stiff DDT. And now he'll be taking on, of natural greatness, Roger Desmond inside of a steel cage. This one could be a show stealer, ladies and gentlemen. Child has a lot to avenge, with his wife now serving as a cheerleader for the council. And there he is, the man that could have been co-tag team champions with Tony J. Smith. Unfortunately, they were unable to secure the victory at Extreme Rules. Though I'm pretty sure he may be grateful of that, having, as the tag team champions, have taken the attention of both Canuck and Crackerjack, as we saw last week. But now Roger Desmond has a chance to earn an even greater prize. But in order to do so, he'll have to go through Wild Child inside of this steel cage structure. Cage finishes lowering down. The only method of winning this one, ladies and gentlemen, is to escape the cage. Ooh, and Wild Child already going for that submission. Of course, he can't win by tap out, but he can wear the greatness down. Now the $1 Million champion with those stiff shots. Oh, and a nice spinning back elbow from the top. And Roger fighting, taking Wild Child up off his feet. Oh, a nice devastating suplex. Roger Desmond attempting for a cover. But we don't see a referee inside of the ring. Perhaps Roger just trying to prove a point. Oh. That's going to slow down Roger's cage climbing later. If ever given a chance to do so. Oh, and a low drop kick. That's not going to do any favors either. Wild Child already going, climbing to the top. Roger will need to get in there quick. Roger scaling to the top. It's a battle. Oh! Wild Child taken right off the top there. Now drop down hard. As the greatness keeps this thing going. Pacing around, watching the $1 Million Champion struggle to his feet. Wild should perhaps just use Roger as a ladder, sending him into the corner like that. But that's why I'm just here doing commentary and not in the ring. Oh, the master of the DDT showing his prowess. And there's another one. The swinging DDT, the move that got him the $1 Million Championship. But Roger fighting back hard. Wild back up to his feet. Oh, and a spiking DDT. This could be it. The crowd counting. But again, there's no referee. Will the crowd approval be enough? Either way, Wild Child is going for the side of the cage, but Roger steadily getting to his feet. He needs to fight through the rush. Wild Child on the other side. He just has to let go. And perhaps Roger just seemingly letting it happen. And yes, at the final moments, Roger knew victory would not be obtained. And now the $1 Million Champion will be continuing on in this tournament. We just don't know who his opponent will be. And there we see the DDT, perhaps the $1 Million DDT, and then the spiking DDT. And then another. This Wild Child will now continue on in this King of the Ring tournament, or I guess you could call it the King of the Death Match. And there's the escape. Some final few words between Wild Child and Roger. Perhaps this is not far from being over between those two. It is now time for the last quarter-final matchup. As the natural 20 J. Smith looks to do what Roger Desmond couldn't do earlier and continue on with this one. Push forward. Obtain the #1 contendership to the Universal Championship. Can't still be too pleased from Extreme Rules, where he and Roger came up short against Spectational. But now he has a chance for something better, just like Roger had. In this Falls Count Anywhere contest. Just a reminder that tonight's tournament, the King of the Ring, is of course brought to you by Snacky S'mores. Eat Snacky S'mores, ladies and gentlemen. So we now await the arrival of the final entrant for this year's King of the Ring tournament. It is, of course, the big man, Canuck, who was triumphant just last week in that opening tag team contest, that extensive tag team contest against Spectational. Of course, if Canuck can manage through this tournament, and if Jamie manages to win his next match against Pimp Daddy, we may see a reunion of sorts from that matchup. I'm sure Canuck is just a little disappointed that Ranger had gotten himself eliminated, as those two still have some very deep unfinished business. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, nice back elbow there by Tony J. Smith. Tony showing no hesitation in his efforts against Canuck. No fear against the man who is head and shoulders just a giant. And of course, it doesn't help that Canuck's tag partner, Crackerjack, is perhaps just as large. And as I said earlier, this is a Falls Count Anywhere contest. So they could just continue the fight on the outside, just like Pimp Daddy and Matt Hardy. We could have just seen them in the ring for the last time. Oh, and Canuck ran face first into the ring post. I'm wondering if he still can taste Pimp Daddy on there. Oh, and what's this? A baseball bat. This matchup, no disqualifications, as Canuck wrestles it free from Tony's grip. Oh! And rather than just attempt to wrestle it once more, Canuck with that hard kick and a headbutt and another one. Oh, and Tony's leg catching the steel steps. Canuck just brutalizing the natural. And another kick, and Tony's face colliding with the announce table before eating some more bat. And another hefty kick there by Canuck. Canuck attempting for a suplex, but oh no, is countered there by the natural. The referee keeping his distance on this one. the natural dropping his knees straight across the jaw of Canuck. And we can still see that baseball bat still on the outside, and and a DDT straight onto the mats. Nice short arm clothesline, taking Tony right off his feet, damn near out of his boots. And all that weight come crashing down, and there's the first cover of the matchup. But no, Tony not quite finished. Referee rushing around. Canuck calling for this to be the end. Will this be... choke slam. Almost through the announce table. And the count. No. The natural once more with his shoulder up. As the referee scurries away like a scared little rabbit. And our brave ring announcer standing by her post even as Canuck falls right beside her. She feels an impenetrable shield between her and the action. Unless she could just reach out and touch that. And a DDT planting Canuck straight down. And I think his face has been busted open. Yes, confirmation from the ring announcer. Canuck is bleeding. As a cutter from Tony J. Smith. And now the cover. The ref rushing over to see. 1, 2, 3. Yes! With that brutalizing assault on the outside by the ring announcer. Just constant fighting. As Tony J. Smith conquers the mountain. He now goes on and will face Wild Child. Perhaps to gain retribution for his partner or to fall to the $1 Million Champion. But we now have our final 4, ladies and gentlemen. And there he is. Sending the ref to the outside. The Natural will celebrate his own victory. He can consider himself his own winner. And here we are back with our first semi-final. Jamie Hill, who went through the former $1 Million Champion Ranger in that table match, surprising everyone by putting everything he had into that powerbomb. I'm sure in those final moments everyone was just expecting the back body drop, but no. And now he'll be fighting Pimp Daddy in a TLC match. You see the prize high above the ring. This match is a specialty of Jamie Hill. It's how he and Dexter first obtained the tag team championships against Natural Greatness. Here comes Pimp Daddy, who with 5 pimp drops was able to put away the superhero. And it looks to be finished celebrating with the ladies in the back. We could have just told them to basically wait here. Keep yourselves warm. I will return. Well, this one not exactly up Pimp Daddy's alley. He's out here to give it his all.
I got the bitch by the bar trying to get a drink about it. She like my style, she like my smile, she like the way I talk. She from the country, then she like me cause I'm from New York. I ain't that nigga
See,
trying to
one of the
holler
ladders
cause I
already
want some
set.
bread. I'm that nigga trying to holler cause I want some bread. I could care less how she perform when she in the bed. Bitches that track, catch a date and come and pay the kid. Look baby, this is simple, you can't see.
Both men knowing that they're so much closer now to #1 contendership, and Jamie once more introduced to the flag. Oh, driving that knee to Pimp Daddy's face through that crossbody attempt, and now the forearm. This one's starting out just like the Ranger Jamie Hill matchup. Some physical altercations, just weakening the opponent. Pimp Daddy's slamming Jamie down to the canvas and now rolling around with him. Of course, there are no submissions or pinfalls in this contest. You can only win simply by climbing the ladder and securing the briefcase. A sort of advertisement for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Just a few weeks away. Jamie with that hard stomp to the back. Oh, and a straight shot there by the tag team champion. Which Jamie has to know that the Natural advanced himself. Ooh, and a straight shot there by Jamie Hill. Sorry, Pimp Daddy. And Jamie Hill's throat buried deep against the lower rope. And now Pimp Daddy going for, yes, a pimp drop. Wait, what is Samoa Joe doing here? Is he going for the briefcase himself? Who is he here for? He's keeping his eyes on Dex. No! He's coming after Pimp Daddy. But Pimp Daddy answers. He can't get him up. Pimp Daddy has Samoa Joe up. Oh! And Samoa Joe driven to the corner of the table. What is Samoa Joe doing here? He had his eyes fixed on Jamie Hill, but then he turned his attentions onto Pimp Daddy. What's going on? Why are people who are coming in attacking Pimp Daddy? Does this have anything to do with Matt Hardy's sudden appearance into the company? It was Pimp Daddy who Matt Hardy first attacked. Now Jamie rushing to the top. He has the briefcase. He has it, but no. Jamie, hold on. Hold on, Jamie. Jamie holding on. Pimp Daddy trying. Oh, but the third shot is what takes Jamie down. Jamie still on the top. Kicking away at Pimp Daddy. Oh, taking those forearm shots to the back. Jamie realizing he has to deal with Pimp Daddy now. Perhaps send him to the outside and try again. And yes, that's precisely what he does. Jamie Hill going again. Trying for the briefcase. Pimp Daddy slowly getting to his feet. That's sudden attack by Samoa Joe. Pimp Daddy realizes, what's this now? It's The Undertaker. Why is The Undertaker here? Pimp Daddy and Jamie just watching. Yes. Why was The Undertaker here? Was he here for ratings? But your winner in a very confusing turn of events is Jamie Hill. Is this an invasion into Whassup Wrestling? Or is The Undertaker just seeking a paycheck? And as we still await answers from that last matchup, we have our second and final semifinal. As Wild Child is set to take on the Natural Tony J. Smith. Will Wild Child perform a clean sweep over Natural Greatness to advance into the finals? Or will the Natural stop Wild Child in his tracks and continue on to gain retribution for his team against Jamie Hill? Wild Child, having defeated Roger Desmond in that steel cage match earlier tonight, now faces Tony J. Smith in a no-holds-barred contest. Reports in the back indicate that both Samoa Joe and Undertaker have left the building. Attempting to get an answer out of them, but just like Matt Hardy, they are nowhere to be seen once their attack is over. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Slathered once more in baby oil. Tony J. Smith staring down Wild Child. He knows he's 2 victories away from #1 contendership to the Universal Championship at Money in the Bank. There's the throne in the back. Only one man will be sitting atop of it, with the world in the palm of their hands. I want to thank you for joining us in this King of the Ring tournament. And a reminder that tomorrow will be the Queen of the Ring tournament. 8 women vying for #1 contendership of Emily's Women's Championship. As Roxy has made it clear now, post Whassup Wrestling 9, that she indeed will be challenging for the Vixens title, currently held by Summer Holly Madison. Wild Child starting things off. He's become more and more irate each time he comes out here, being reminded of the woman who has turned his wife into a cheerleader. Though perhaps Kitty has become more of a cheerleader, given her co-attack alongside Summer Holly Madison on Catherine Neville. Oh, and a German suplex. And now Tony with the Luthez. And this one will be no holds barred. So hopefully we won't be seeing weapons. Just a lot of action. Wild Child whipped hard into the corner. Of course, perhaps still suffering a bit of fatigue from that steel cage match earlier tonight. Oh, Wild Child countering with that knee. And now a Northern Lights suplex. If either of these two men want to stand a chance in the finals, they'll have to put this one away quick. Given that they'll be facing the quick and speedy Jamie Hill. Oh, and Wild Child ducking that one, and oh! Nice tilting slam there by Natural. course, the Natural didn't exactly have an easy go himself, having defeated Canuck on the outside following that brutal attack. Just the brutal, constant flurry, busting Canuck open, and people are still in the back checking him over, and there's the DDT. Wild Child going for the cover. This could be it. And no. Tony's shoulder up off the canvas. Of course, Wild Child now setting up for another DDT. Does he get it? Oh! Implanting Tony's face right between the general manager's breasts. And there's the cover. This one could be it. 2. No! No! Tony once more kicking out. Wild Child's dream of a bigger title could be falling away now. Oh! And this is precisely what we saw when he was facing Canuck. Oh! Suffering, but then just a sudden snap there by the Natural. Just constant brutalization. Busting Canuck open, and oh, a sharp DDT of his own. Wild Child could be out of it. Tony readying himself. Oh! Then a cutter. And now the counter. Or the cover. 2, and no. But Tony straight back to his feet, as if he expected it, as if he was hoping for it. No, Wild Child fighting back. Wild Child trying to turn this thing around. Trying for the submission once more. Oh, stomp down right on the elbow. Wild Child with that trapping DDT. Tony J. Smith has been busted open. It's Tony's blood now on the general manager. And a bit of an early tantrum there by the Natural. Blood on his face. Trying to bring Wild Child to the far corner. Perhaps trying to bust him open as well. Oh, and a straight kick there. And a clothesline. Knocking Wild Child. Oh, and another one. Wild Child attempting one of his own, and a power slam there. And once more. No! DDT right off the ropes. And now the cover. Will this be it? 2, no! Through his peripheral. Wild Child saw the general manager. He knows what he's fighting for now. He remembers. Oh, and Tony just kicking him right onto his back. Tony setting up for the finish. Oh, and a DDT. Stealing Wild Child's own finisher. If he were to beat him with this, how insulting. 2. And he does. Tony J. Smith advances to the finals. He will face Jamie Hill in perhaps a rematch of the century. You see the sudden twist there. But Wild Child putting up a valiant effort. Tony J. Smith, his face covered in blood, but victorious here tonight, and the ref knows precisely what to do. Leave the ring. Allow the man his victory. Tony J. Smith just one victory away from contendership to the Universal Championship. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the finals of the 2022 Whassup Wrestling King of the Ring. Jamie Hill set to take on the Natural, Tony J. Smith, inside of a Hell in a Cell. Hell in the Cell. Go with that one. Hopefully this means no interference by Samoa Joe or The Undertaker. So you see Jamie Hill quick and ready for this one. He went through both Ranger and Pimp Daddy inside of tables and a ladder match. Not really TLC, but the ladder was mostly involved. And there we see Tony J. Smith, the man who went through Canuck, Wild Child, and has since gotten rid of the blood. But the injury still has to be suffering for him. But he knows that he's just one victory away from #1 contendership against the Dork Killer. This one, retribution from Payback, retribution from Extreme Rules. Both these encounters that both members of Spectational were victorious over Natural Greatness. But how will things change when it's one-on-one, where no one can interfere, or it's Jamie Hill against Tony J. Smith? The cell has finished lowering. And here we go. Jamie trying to start off big strong. Oh! Just managing to do so. Oh, and a DDT looking to already open up Tony J. Smith, who had defeated the $1 Million Champion with his own maneuver. Tony J. Smith, perhaps the more groggy of the two competitors, and taking them moonsault. As Jamie keeping them on the outside now, looking for something, and it's a sledgehammer. Right into the abdomen of the Natural. Jamie really trying for that Universal Championship. And now the cover. Will that be it? 2 and no. Tony managing to kick out. Of course, Tony is not someone you want to get upset. He has a real nasty habit of turning things right around. Now Tony's just stomping down on every part of Jamie. And showing that he is ready to end this thing. And a cutter right on the sledgehammer's handle. Now, Tony attempting to throw him into the corner, but Jamie wriggles free. Jamie now up to his feet. Taking that Natural down. Placing a few stomps of his own. Oh! Jamie trying for a belly-to-belly overhead, but perhaps getting a bit too overzealous from his magnificent powerbomb on Ranger earlier tonight. Oh! And a reverse DDT there by the tag team champion, who could be pulling double duty at Money in the Bank. Oh! And a planting DDT. Jamie going to the top. Could be going for his twisting moonsault. And yes, the twisting moonsault. Oh! There we see a replay. Played out, and now the cover. Will this be it? King of the Ring, Jamie Hill. No! The Natural getting the shoulder up. Oh, and Jamie flinging over the ropes with a leg drop. And now Tony's face introduced to the canvas. This match is entirely Jamie Hill, but no! The jawbreaker. And the neckbreaker. Things could be turning around. Tony J. Smith is feeling it. No! Jamie with the counter. And now the DDT. And now it's Jamie who's the one feeling it. The underdog for the King of the Ring tournament. No one thought that he would be getting this far. And yet here he is in the finals. Oh! And another twisting moonsault. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. 2, 3, yes! Jamie Hill victorious at the 2022 King of the Ring. Jamie Hill will be going to Money in the Bank to face off against the Dork Killer for the Universal Championship. Who would have thought such a sentence would be said? The high-flying Jamie Hill will be cashing in just a few weeks' time. There we see the count. Jamie Hill victorious. In just a few weeks' time, he will be facing off against the Dork Killer as the cell is raised from the ground. Perhaps a bit of a controversial winner, but a winner nonetheless.